What is going on, boys and girls? I was going to try and do this live, but for some reason I had some broadcasting issues with the audio, so another recording. Hopefully it gets up in time before the game start at 1 o'clock today. But if not, oh well. You can just go back and see how horribly I picked or how well I picked later. This is the last week of the NFL season. A lot of playoff implications today. It's an interesting day to watch because there's going to be some teams resting players for the playoffs, or trying new things to get ready for next year, or really having to work hard to get into the playoffs. You have to win to get in. So it's gonna be a fun day, I think. Hopefully my guys will do well. It's gonna be a tough one today, Sunday night when plays the Colts. But we're going. That'll be our last game we pick this week because that is the Sunday night game. So I'm gonna jump right into the first game of the week. I'm gonna start with the Dolphins at the Bills. This is one of those that there's no real implications here. The Dolphins, they were close this year to maybe getting a wild card or maybe winning that division, but it's the Patriots division, so there's it's a tough task to get that division. It's, they've had it for the past 16 years, so I don't see anything changing this year. Anyway, but Dolphins are not the favorite. The Bills are the favorite. They'll have home field advantage. They're 3.5 point favorites. I'm going to go home field really helps the Bills here, and I think they can get it done. They've had some moments this year. They're growing. They're a young team, I think. So I mean, it's any kind of positives they can take into next year and to grow on. So I'm gonna go with the Bills over the Dolphins here. The Dolphins, on the other hand, they've had a good year in some aspects. They've not been as consistent as you have to be successful in the NFL. But I think the Bills will take care of them this week, and with home field or whatever, they should get the edge in that one. Next, we have the Lions at the Packers. Packers are favored by 7.5. Home field is another one that usually helps the Packers. They almost went winless on the road this year. So I mean, if you look at their record, the win-loss there, being on the road, really hurt them this year. Only getting one win that they barely squeaked out against the Jets. Detroit, I really thought was going to be a little better than what they were this year. This could be a tight game, though. I'm not going to, fully give it to the Packers, but I am going to pick the Packers this week. I think they will get the win against the Lions. I think the standings, that makes it a little tighter, but this is another one that there's no real implications for playoffs. It's basically just draft pick, position now. But it should be a good game. It's still a division rivalry. It'll be in Green Bay, so I'm gonna go Packers on that one. Next we have Jaguars at Texans. Now this one does have playoff implications because the Texans are in right now, winning the division. They're the 3 seed. I believe 3 or 4 seed. I can't remember. Ravens are, I think, tied with them or something. So, or it's real tight. If they lose, it'll be There's a lot of mess that's going to happen if the Texans lose this game. Jaguars are out. There's nothing they're really playing for other than pride right now. But if the Jaguars win this, and I think it's whoever wins the Titans Colts game, they would get the division, which could end up being the second overall pick if the Patriots lose and I think the Ravens. If the Ravens lose or tie or something, then it would be the 2 seed to the Titans or the Colts. So I mean, Titans and Colts fans are kind of rooting for the Jaguars in that one because if you get the 2 seed or even the 3 or 4, you get home field for at least the first round. So that's a good reason to root for the Jaguars this week. But if the Texans win, Titans and Colts still, you can win and get in. Or if you win, you get in as a wild card, as a 6th seed. But the Jaguars aren't a bad team. Their defense-wise, it's been a little underperforming this year, especially after last year. We kind of thought this would be a good dynasty for a little bit on defense. offense has kind of hurt them. They've had the defense out there more than they should, just because the offense can't move the ball as well. I believe Blake Bortles will be starting this week, so don't know really, if that's better or not. He showed some good plays, I think, last week, but Texans, on the other hand, top-notch offense, and the defense, you got J.J. Watt, Jamie Clowney, these guys, and the cornerbacks, defensive backs, they've been pretty good for the Texans as well. They'll be at home. They've been pretty good at home. Um, but yeah, if the Jaguars can, somehow beat the Texans, okay, that could really shake things up for the playoffs. But all that being said, Houston is 7.5-point favorites. I got to go with the odds there, and I think the Texans. I mean, I know the Texans are the better team here, but they could slip up here, and the Jaguars are a team that can really, pounce on opportunity. Um, but I'm gonna go Texans on that one. All right, then we have Dallas at the New York Giants, and been seeing some updates on this one. We got Tyron Smith and Zach Martin are among 7 out against the Giants. Ezekiel Elliott is not going to be playing. Cowboys are locked in. They got the division. I don't think they can even move up, even if the Bears were to lose. I don't think they can, because I think the Bears had maybe a 2-game lead on them. But either way, that's not really that big of a difference right now. They're going to have to play in the first round. You got to win a home game, and the Cowboys can in the playoffs, I think. But all that being said, that gives the Giants the favorite by 6.5 points. And they'll be at home. The Giants have been good anyways here lately. They've let some games kind of slip away, or had it really tight. But I think I will go Giants on this one. Just because the Cowboys are kind of going to be resting, I think. They need to get healthy for the playoffs. They shouldn't really. This is a division rivalry. They want to win this game. If they can win with backups, that's great. But it's not a do or die game here, and so I think that might slack them off a little bit and give the opportunity to the Giants. Then next we have Atlanta at Tampa. And Tampa is 1.5-point favorite over Atlanta. I think I'm going to go Atlanta here. This is one where there's no, playoff, stuff with it, but it could be a tight game. It's a division rivalry, like most of these games are. Matter of fact, I think all of them this week are going to be division rivalries. Yes, that's what it's looking like. But I think Atlanta's more, a more complete team. Defense has been kind of tough for them this year with injuries. But, the Buccaneers, you never really know what you're going to get. Usually offense is good for them. But I'm going to go Falcons on this one just because, I don't know, I feel Falcons could win that one. Then we have Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Make sure I didn't already pass them. Oh, there we go. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Oh, it's a 4:30 game. They'll be at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 14.5-point favorites. Pittsburgh needs to win this, and I believe the Ravens need to lose for the Steelers to get in. And I'm going to look at the playoffs on here in a little bit, but I wanted to go and get in the picks and then, see how everything will shake out. But I'm going to go Pittsburgh here. I think they can win this. 14.5-point favorites is a big spread. It could always be a little tighter than that, but they'll have home field. They got a lot they're playing for. The Bengals aren't playing for anything right now. So I think the Steelers will go out and get the win. Then we have, let's see, Philadelphia at Washington on my list. Oh, whoops. Eagles at Redskins, 4:30. Okay, let's see. Eagles 6.5-point favorites at Washington, and if the Eagles win and the Vikings lose, then the Eagles will be in the playoffs as the 6th seed. I don't know if that'll give the Redskins enough to want to go out and beat the Eagles. This is a big rivalry, but if you can beat them and keep them out of the playoffs, that's like an added bonus, I would think. Because the Vikings, as you see right next, they're going against the Bears. You know, the Bears might be resting some guys, but that's still a tough game for the Vikings. So, but Eagles and Redskins, 6.5 point favorite, 430. I feel like the Eagles will get it done. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping the Redskins can pull it out because that means the Eagles aren't in the playoffs. But they've been a good team. You gotta get credit to them. Nick Foles coming in, it's just like last year. They're threatening to have another run um, at a Super Bowl maybe, and they could get it all together again like they had it last year. Then who knows what could happen. But I'm gonna go Eagles on this one, even though I'd rather see the Eagles out of the playoffs. I think I got to credit that team. It's a good team right now. So I'm gonna go Eagles over Redskins. Then Bears at Vikings. I haven't seen that the Bears are resting anybody, but I would imagine they might not play the full game or something, or take it easy out there. Um, Vikings are 5.5 point favorites, so they'll be at home. They're playing for a playoff spot, so I think I'm gonna go Vikings on this too, just because they're playing to keep playing. They have something to play for here, and the Bears are a tough opponent, but it is Week 17. Bears are locked in, so that could work into Vikings' favor, and the Vikings are at home. So yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings on that one. I think they can get it done. Um, then we have Oakland at Kansas City, which is it's not a 1 o'clock game. Real life, it is a 4:30 game. Um, Oakland at Kansas City. Kansas City is 13.5 point favorites. Um, this should be an easy one. I don't think they'll be resting too much because if they win, they get the first overall seed. If they lose, they could get the second seed. Oh, wait, actually, no. If they lose, they could get the fifth seed. That's how with the division there, because the Chargers right now are tied with them. Chargers win, Chiefs lose. Chargers get the division, the number one overall seed. If the Chiefs win, I think either way the Chiefs have the tiebreaker because they're tied right now. So if the Chiefs win or they both lose, then the Chiefs get the number one seed. So that's a lot to play for. And also they won't know the Chargers result yet. So maybe if they see the Chargers are getting blown out by Denver, maybe they start to sit back a little bit, but on the scoreboard. But I think the Chiefs will get it done either way. Raiders have they had a good week last week. I think they had a kind of crazy punt return that everyone said was a smart play, but uh, I never really understood touching the ball when it's on the ground on a punt with other guys around you. Like, he picks up the ball with his back to the kicking team on the goal line. If he drops it and goes out the back of the end zone, that's a safety. If he gets tackled back there, he's in deep, in his own territory. I mean, it worked out. Credit to him. They've turned it into a 99, probably 99 and a half yard return. But I don't know. I didn't feel like it was a smart play. Which I guess either way it would have been at the like the 1 yard line if the Broncos had got on it. But either way, I don't see the Raiders putting up that much against the Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs can hold the Raiders back. I don't they have too much to play for with that the 1 seed or the 5 seed. I think that's enough to make them want to win this game, go out and win Week 17. So I'm gonna go Chiefs on that one. Then we have Cleveland at Baltimore, and this one, okay, there we go. Browns at Ravens. It's another 4:30 game. Ravens are 5.5 point favorites. The Ravens need to win, and I think if they win, no matter what, they're in as that division. But if they lose, they could still get in it. I believe if they lose and the Steelers lose, they're in. But they want to win this game. Browns have been pretty good lately. Like they're 7-7-1 right now. They had a shot at the playoffs a couple weeks ago. Like they were still in talks about it. It was a long shot, but remember last year they went 0-16, and this year they're 7-7-1. It's a pretty big turnaround, and Baker Mayfield is a big part of that. Nick Chubb is a big part of that. They had a great draft this past year, and they had a lot of picks. Denzel Ward too, all of them in the first round. Um, but all that being said, I feel like the Browns could get it done, but they are in Baltimore, and you know Ravens are actually playing for something. Cleveland would only be playing to maybe help out the Steelers or just to beat a rival, because they're not gonna make the playoffs, obviously. Um, for all that, I think I'm gonna give it to the Ravens. I would like to see a good game. I don't want it to see just resting guys or something at the end or whatever, but I'm gonna go Ravens on that one. And Lamar Jackson, I believe, will still be their quarterback. Who's he's been all right. I just don't know what they're gonna be like in the playoffs. Defense top notch. I mean, that defense can run with anybody, I think. But the offense is kind of, I mean, Lamar Jackson, like most dual threat quarterbacks, they can, it changes. You have to change your game plan for them, and so I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting seeing how these teams perform in the playoffs and who's gonna have the edge there. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Ravens on that one, and then we have Chargers at Denver. Another 4:30 game. I think like half the schedule is 4:30, if not more, this week. But Chargers at Denver. I'm gonna go Chargers. Denver just got kind of embarrassed by the Raiders last week, and it's been pretty bad. I think there's gonna be some changes in the off season to help fix them, because they've been a good franchise the past few years and really decades. I mean, they haven't been bad. Um, but it's gonna be some changes, I'm pretty sure, this offseason for the Broncos. But Chargers 6.5 point favorites. I think the Chargers get it done. If they don't, that's pretty bad. I mean, you gotta take care of business, get the win, give yourself the best chance to get that 1 seed. If you win and so do the Chiefs, I mean that's no harm, no foul. You did the best you could, and you go out and you go on the road and win some games. Um, but I think the Chargers will take care of their part of the bargain, and they'll beat the Broncos this week. Then we have Rams and 49ers. Rams, they can't get the 1 seed. They're stuck at the 2 no matter what. So um, they should be resting some guys, but I still think they could beat the 49ers. It has them as 10.5 point favorites, so I don't know if they're factoring in any players resting. But um, I'm gonna go Rams there. Then we have Cardinals at Seahawks. Seahawks 14.5 point favorites. I think they get it done. They're locked in the playoffs, but you want to have good momentum going in, and you don't want to just slouch back even against the Cardinals. So I'm gonna go Seahawks. And then the big game of the week, the one that finishes off the season, sets up the playoffs, finalizes everything. Colts at Titans. And the odds have the Titans as 1.5 point favorites, which I'm kind of surprised by. But Marcus Mariota is not expected to play. He's been battling nerve condition caused by a stinger. And Blaine Gabbert is expected to start against the Colts. Jarrell Casey is out, which blows. And, we didn't have Delaney Walker pretty much all year. Jonnu Smith, I think, is out. So we have backup tight ends. And to their credit, they've been playing well. This team has been battling injuries all year. I know the national media doesn't really pay attention to the Titans much, but these guys have been battling, man. I know all the teams kind of go through some kind of injuries, but I am proud of this team for the way they've been, next man up all year. One guy goes down, then another guy comes in, and they've really played well. I mean, it's been hard to notice a single injury, and then I mean Delaney Walker going down, that hurt, but because that changed our style of play. But we changed and we still, win. So I mean, credit to the coaching staff, credit to the organization, the players showing up. Because I mean, if they can get this win, that's huge. It would be amazing because Jarrell Casey's a Pro Bowler. He's out all of a sudden for the rest of the year. Delaney Walker probably would have been a Pro Bowler. He was out week 1. I mean, it's crazy to see this team play. And now Mariota, he's probably not going to be playing, is what they're saying. Blaine Gabbert, though, is another one where it's next man up has been really good for the Titans. He led them to a win last week. So I mean, I wouldn't doubt the Titans here, and I know they're my team, and I'm going to pick them anyway. But Colts, on the other hand, man, props to them. I mean, they haven't had as many injuries, I don't think, but they've drafted well to get a good offensive line. Darius Leonard's been a great player for them, linebacker there. Um, Defensive line has been pretty good for them. Their defense has been one of the best in the league as well. And the Titans points best points defense. I think they're second. The Titans are. Um, they've been good at red zone defense, but Jarrell Casey's been there, so we're gonna have to see what him not being there is gonna be like. But yeah, I mean Andrew Luck, he's never lost to the Titans. He's 10-0, and they're gonna talk about that all the time on ESPN, NBC, all of them. But I think the Titans are due to beat Andrew Luck, and it would be awesome for the Titans to make the playoffs and make a run. It's gonna be tough, but it's been tough kind of all year for them. So I'm gonna go Titans on that one anyway because they're my team. But it's gonna be a good one. I don't think you're gonna want to miss the Sunday night game. Plus all the implications of it. I mean that one game. It could mean a team at a 2 seed or a 6 seed or not in. I mean it's crazy. But I'm gonna go in and simulate it and see what Madden predicts and what Madden says the playoffs will be. I picked the Raiders just because it wouldn't affect the games really. So let's see what Madden has as predictions. I can do the yearly awards too. Um, let's see, playoff schedule. Alright, it has the Titans in, and it has them as a wild card. And then the Eagles, it had them win, so that means the Bears must have beat the Vikings. They'll go to face the Bears in the first round of the wild card of the playoffs. That's the Chargers at the wild card, so the Chiefs got the division. The Ravens got in, the Steelers are not in, according to Madden. Seahawks and Cowboys, I think that one's pretty locked anyway. We knew that was going to happen. Let's just go back and see what the scores were. Ravens by 10. Let's go by time. Dolphins, they had beaten the Bills in a game that doesn't matter. They had the Lions beat the Packers. They had Houston beat Jacksonville by a touchdown. And for curiosity, I want to see the box score on that. Houston scores 14 in the fourth quarter. They were shut out in the first half, and they scored 14 in the fourth quarter to win the game against. They had Joe Webb play a little bit. Not a bad day for Bortles. 2 interceptions, that probably hurt him. Yeah, I mean, Madden has it as a pretty good game. Low rushing totals, kind of, but so I mean, it should be a good one. Touchdown difference and high score fourth quarter. Then it has the Chiefs over the Raiders by a touchdown. So that was a tight one. I want to see how that one ended. And they outscored them by 7 in the fourth quarter. Kind of wish it had like, the play-by-play thing or something on here, but yeah, it's whatever there. There were no turnovers in it. Penalty yards, yeah, well, it's a tight game. I mean, I don't see it being that tight, but, oh yeah, I could see if they rested anybody, because that's key. Patrick Mahomes played the whole game, Derek Carr played the whole game, so it's kind of a low touchdown total. He's actually going for The rookie record for touchdown passes. I think he needs 2. Or no, is it him or... No, he's not a rookie. Dang it. Wrong guy. Baker Mayfield is going for the rookie record. If he gets 2, he ties Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson. So let's see if he did that. And he gets 1, is what they say. 1 touchdown, so he's 1 short of the rookie record for passing touchdowns. Let's see. Patriots dominate the Jets as expected. Saints blow out the Panthers. They might have Drew Brees playing on this, so let's see, because he's not going to be playing. The Panthers are not going to have Cam Newton. Yeah, well, they had Cam Newton on here and still got blown out. That's kind of sad. But Kyle Allen will be playing for the Panthers and Teddy Bridgewater for the Saints. So this isn't accurate, but it doesn't really matter, I don't think, anyway. That game, because the Saints will. Well, yeah, I don't remember picking that game. Somehow I skipped that one. Saints are 9.5-point favorites. I would have picked the Saints, even with Teddy Bridgewater, because Panthers have Kyle Allen in, and I'm not sure what that's going to mean for them, and they'll be at New Orleans, so. Then Cowboys at Giants. Yes, Cowboys blow out the Giants, so that's good. Moving into the playoffs, but it probably also had Ezekiel Elliott playing and some other things, so I can't get this perfect simulation, I guess. Falcons 15-10 over the Bucks. Okay. Ravens dominating the Browns. Eagles dominating the Eagles. Eagles dominating the Redskins. Yeah, they dominated themselves. Chicago blew out the Vikings, so that's how the Eagles got in, according to Madden. A 10-point win by the Steelers, but the Ravens won, so the Steelers didn't get in. Chargers blow out the Broncos. Rams blow out the 49ers. Seahawks over the Cardinals. 14-0 Titans. I don't know that that'll happen. 14 in the fourth quarter. 88 rushing yards. See, the Titans, I think, they need a big day from Derrick Henry. Colts are good against the run, so it's going to be tough there. Pass yards are pretty even. That's an even game. 2 turnovers by the Titans, and they still won without giving up any points. And they had both of their touchdowns were from the red zone, so see the stats. They probably had Mariota playing, yeah. 2 touchdowns and an interception. Andrew Luck got no touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked twice. Good yards, though. 20 of 37, Andrew Luck. Yeah, when you get through the stats, it's like, I don't know if that's going to happen. But 62 yards for Henry. That's kind of what they're projecting for against the Colts. But, if Henry can get good yards, I think the Titans win based on his performance. Because he's got to lead the team. Passing's pretty even throughout. Yeah. 14-0. It says Titans win. So let's see the standings. How that. So I don't think 1 and 2 could have changed anywhere. Let's see. They have Saints with the 1. Let's see. Let's go AFC first. So Chiefs and Chargers tied, but the Chiefs get the 1 seed because I think it's a tiebreaker. I think they split the season series. Points for they had, points allowed they allowed more, but see this right here, the home win loss is why I would rather the Chargers be the 1 seed. For one, because I would like to see a good crowd in LA there, but there's a lot going on in LA these days. But this is a good reason for the Chargers to not want the 1 seed. They're 7-1 on the road. So it could work out for them. Yeah, division wins. Maybe that's what the tiebreaker was. I have to look that up. But anyway, Chiefs with the 1, Chargers with the 5 seed. Patriots would be the 2, Texans 3, Ravens 4. And then Titans and yeah, Titans. Um, okay, it just saved a video clip. NFC, we have Saints, Rams, Bears, Cowboys. Kind of like what I think. That was pretty locked. There was no way that was going to change. I don't know. Maybe Bears could have passed the Rams. I don't know, but there was no way that was going to change. And then Seahawks, and the only one that's really up for grabs was the Eagles or Vikings. And the Eagles the Eagles won. The Vikings lost on the Madden simulation here. So I gave it to the Eagles. Um, but yeah, there's nothing else that I think they could. Yeah, because the Cowboys locked up the division. There's too much of a gap there. Rams and Bears won on here, so I don't know. Maybe if the Rams lose, maybe they could lose the second seed. I'm not sure how the tiebreaker there would work. All these teams, look at these home records: 7-1, 7-1, 7-1, 7-1. That's your division winners of the NFC. So yeah, they're glad to have home field. On the road, Saints are still 7-1. Rams are 6-2, and then goodness gracious, Cowboys. See, the Cowboys are one that would have liked a 1 seed somehow. But it's gonna be tough anyway for the Cowboys. I think the Bears ran. I like the defense of the Cowboys, but their offense is. They've shown a lot of good here lately. But if you could combine the Cowboys and the Bears, I think that would be the best team of all time right now. Um, Rams and Saints, man, they've been good all year. Undefeated in the division. That's kind of a slack division. Seahawks are a good team, but that's about it this year at least. They've all done well in their division. That's how they got here. But yeah, I mean, NFC is gonna be tough. I think it's gonna come to those four. Seahawks, they're gonna be on the road, so that they're 4-4 on the road, so it's 50-50. Um, all these teams, like I said, 7-1 at home. Home field is huge for those. Um, might be coming back with some playoff predictions next week. We'll see who I say for each round. Maybe I'll do it like normal each week. I'll just say who's going to go to the next round. It'll be shorter videos, which I'm sure some of you would like. I'm going to see what Madden says the yearly award winners are. Patrick Mahomes is your MVP. I think that's fair. I don't know that Roethlisberger would be up there. He's had a good year, but I feel like Mahomes, Breeze, Gurley. I think they're the three that I would have it with. Andrew Luck also has done really well, but see, a lot of them give a lot of credit to Luck, but he's been there for years now, and they finally drafted offensive line for him, and the defense is finally getting better. I think really it's a credit to the coaching staff, to ownership for getting a team for Andrew Luck. So that's my argument against him being MVP. And I mean, he could have an MVP year, and he's done well this year. But Russell Wilson also is one that I just don't think he's going to get MVP because of Mahomes and Breeze and Gurley. Like, they're the three for me. Coach of the year, Sean Payton. I don't really see that. They have the best record, but Anthony Lynn is one that really brought a Chargers team into prominence this year. Bill O'Brien, man, that team was dead in the water at the beginning of the year, and he's got a reason why they've come back and they had a big winning streak. Uh, so I mean, I give him credit. I mean, because he really rallied the guys. I feel like, and the team showed up and they put some wins together. Sean McVay, he loaded up this year. Last year, coach of the year, deserving. This year, he's still a great coach, but he got a lot of pieces in the offseason, and Brandon Cooks. He got I think Robert Woods. He got this year. He got Ndamukong Suh for that already good defensive line. So I mean, he really bolstered up on the offense. I mean, on the roster there. Matt Nagy, first year coach, brought the Bears to 12-4. I mean, he's got to be one of your top ones for Coach of the Year. Um, just because I mean that's a tough division. Even when teams are down, going into those environments, it's tough. And he's really showed up. So I mean, Matt Nagy, for sure, I think deserves to be in the conversation. The rest of these, I don't really see. And of course, it doesn't have Mike Vrabel as the on the game, which I don't understand. I guess maybe he came on too late, or maybe it's a thing like Belichick. Maybe just none of the Patriots guys want to be on here as coaches. I don't know. But Andy Reid, he did a good job. But I think the credit it goes to him for sure. But Patrick Mahomes, last year they were first round of the playoffs, but lost in the first round. This year, I think they can go further. They're a better team. Patrick Mahomes started this year. Last year it was Alex Smith. So I mean, it's a little goes to Patrick Mahomes. Um, but to really battle through the Kareem Hunt and controversy and stuff, that was kind of later in the year. But to keep the team together and keep them good, that goes to the coaching staff and the ownership there. But I just think Patrick Mahomes is the MVP of the team, not really the coach there. Pete Carroll kept his team in it to get the division. I mean, not to get a wild card, and I think that's some credit that goes to him. But I don't see it. Mike Vrabel, first year coach, has battled every kind of injury. He's done a good job from what I've seen. I mean, he started off a little slow. There were some questionable calls, questionable play calls. But I think they've really grown, and he's grown with them. Frank Reich, I expected him to be great. Like I said earlier, Andrew Luck, they've drafted to help him out, but also he's coached well, and I think that's part of the reason. I think they've really got a good team there. It's not Andrew Luck as MVP. We'll just do Offensive Player of the Year, and then I'm going to get off. Patrick Mahomes, of course, I'll go for that. Um, Matt Ryan, I don't see. I would say Todd Gurley. I feel like for offensive player, maybe Drew Brees. Matt Ryan has had good numbers this year. Credit to him, but I think Gurley and Brees really had the more bigger impact on the offense. Defense, Aaron Donald, yeah, no arguments there. Well, I would say Khalil Mack um, deserves to be higher up. Van Der Esch deserves to be higher up. Corey Littleton, I don't really know. I haven't really seen him that much. I'm sure he's done well. That defense is pretty good. Demario Davis, I don't know. Um, John Johnson, a little bit. But yeah, Khalil Mack, Van Der Esch should definitely be up there higher than that. Um, AFC defensive, dang it, AFC defensive player. Darius Leonard, yeah, I've seen that a lot. J.J. Watt always up there. Derwin James is another one that's done really well this year. Um, but yeah, and then the rest of them, I don't really know. Chris Jones has been good. Um, let's see, offensive rookie Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I think Mayfield gets it. Um, Lindsey and Chubb have been really good. Chubb didn't get to play really all year because they had him as a backup. Lamar Jackson, I don't give it to him. I mean, he didn't come in until later. Really, none of these other ones have it. Sony Michel's done well, but yeah, I think it's those three for me. And I would give it to Mayfield just because I mean he's close to breaking a record right now, rookie record. Um, let's see, offensive rookie NFC, yeah, Saquon Barkley. Calvin Ridley, I don't see at all. I've had him on my fantasy team, and I haven't seen stuff any close to Saquon Barkley. Um, and none of these other ones I really see as the guy. So yeah, I'd have to give it to Saquon there. Defensive rookie Roquan Smith, I think it is between those three. Dante Jackson, I've been waiting to see like a block kick. He's been so close on defense. He's been a good spot for them defensive back, and that young Panthers defensive backfield there. Van Der Esch, I think I would give it to Van Der Esch. He's one of the top tacklers, period, linebackers this year, and he's been really great for that team. Roquan Smith also. I think with Roquan though, it's more um, it's a whole team has really helped where other guys get opportunities. He's been great. Don't get me wrong. It's between those two, I think, probably getting it. I think I would go Van Der Esch on that. Let's see, AFC. We got that. Oh wait, no, Darius Leonard. Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. Him or Derwin James. Bradley Chubb, I was expecting to see more out of. Maybe I've just been missing Broncos games, but Derwin James or Darius Leonard, I think, are the ones that's going to get that. Denzel Ward also, he had an injury, but he was also up there for that. Um, yeah, I'm not going to go through all the rest of them, but that'll just about do it, and I'll be back next week for playoffs. Hoping my Titans are in it. Madden predicted it, but I don't think it's going to be 14 to nothing. I think it's going to be a good game. A lot of good games this week. A lot of games that, kind of going to pass over, but just with no implications to it. But hoping my Titans win and hoping it's a good week. Good. Um, I also want to wish all New Year. Won't see you until next year, not just next week, but next year I'll be making more picks and maybe doing more stuff on the channel. Appreciate all you that have watched. I haven't really had as many viewers as I was hoping, but it's been a fun year. I've been kind of just doing this for fun anyway, and I've enjoyed it. Um, but that'll just about do it for this year, for this season, regular season, and I will be back next year to pick the playoffs. All right, and we'll see you.